Ladies and gentlemen, good evening.
What's up? What's up? How y'all is?
What it is, what it ain't, what it ought to be.
We are here. It's been another week. So words. I had them. It's that kind of week.
Right.
So we had a great time at the market. Thanks for everybody who came out. If you missed the market and you are interested, the next one won't be until November. It'll be the second weekend in November, and it will be at the Clarion as it always is on Newtown Pike in Lexington. The next big event that's going to go down is going to be Scarefest, and that is October 22nd through the 24th. We are looking forward to that. So hopefully,
Miles.
It's been 2 years.
Yeah.
There's a lot of pent-up Scarefest aggression that is going to be let out. So hopefully we'll see a bunch of you out there. It's always a great time. You can still get your tickets. You can still get hotel packages. You can still do the thing. Go to thescarefest.com for all those details. We're going to be speaking there. We're going to be doing horror stories from the road. Here's the thing about that. If you can't make the event, but you would like to see the deal, you have to be a patron.
We will be live streaming that one directly from Patreon. You'll be getting a link when we go to do that particular live. So if you all can't make it to Scarefest, or you're out of state, you don't have the finances, whatever, it is, we can, we're going to, it's going to happen. We're going to broadcast directly from Scarefest. There's going to be a lot of stuff that we broadcast to our patrons only at Scarefest. We'll be walking around the event. We'll be doing a regular live while we're there to kind of...
Hey guys, we're here.
Hey, we're doing the thing. Cool.
But special content like visiting friends' booths, special guest interviews, different things like that, only for patrons.
Yup. It's a 5 spot, so if you want to do the thing, yeah, give 5 spot.
Yep.
We will be doing a stream for our patrons coming this month. We're supposed to be doing 2 of them. I'm going to try and get the program for that for next week. There'll probably be one on Friday, and there probably will be one on, well, let's say Tuesday. I want to do it by the end of the month. There will be we've kind of been doing the thing where we have a special chat specifically for our patrons. So updates from the road, when we go out, when we go hit the thing in Lexington, go to the bar or whatever, and we take you all with us. So that part of the exclusive content, and we're going to be adding the 2 streams next week. Like I said, I've got to figure out, because we're going to be doing it the way that Patreon does these streams. We can do it unlisted through YouTube. We will send you the link through Patreon. The link when we do the thing, here's how to do it, here's how to get us. The only thing is I got to put the thing on my phone for our YouTube channel. So, patrons, get this getting this particular 3 pieces of exclusive content.
Special streams, and then all the Scarefest. You guys get the inside deal. For 3 days, all 3 days of the con, we will be talking to you guys, having special, like I said, special guests, stopping by, booths and talking people up. And if you guys have questions, you guys get to ask said questions.
Yep.
So it allows you to digitally be there at the con with us. And we'll be doing that periodically, so you guys will need to keep up.
Fuck yourself, cat.
I love you, man, but fuck yourself.
Come on. Now's not the time. Now's not the time. Thank you. So, alright, let's hit the comments. See how everybody is and how's it doing. Oops, wrong button. I about posted a thing that wasn't supposed to be posted.
Whoopsie.
So, Harlan Killman, Denise says, hey, howdy bros. Harlan says, "Howdy, boys, and yes, a week here too." In quotes, a week. Too many medical issues around me. Sorry to hear that, buddy.
Yeah, right. It seems to be going around, and we get it. We totally get it.
Thunder Clee Seneca says, "Love and peace."
Absolutely, buddy.
Love you, buddy.
We miss you, man.
I hope we get to see you at Scarefest.
Hint, hint, not so subtle hint.
Carol says, "Howdy, how are you both? I hope you're well. We're doing good.
Making it.
It's been oh, sorry, wrong. I can't do that.
1 week.
Well, pick one of those particular things." Nathan says, "Ooh, exclusive content. Got your shares out, guys. Don't post that thing yet."
Thank you.
So, there is going to be no market next month.
Nope. Due to Scarefest.
Yeah.
There's not going to be. That way they can prepare for that. Also, if you guys still want to donate for Keith and Teresa, please feel free to do so. The GoFundMe is actually the pinned comment on our page. So if you are interested in donating to their cause, for those that don't know, they had a very tragic house fire, and they're trying to recover what it is that they have, what it is that they need.
Yeah.
So we're still pushing for that, and if you guys would like to, please go ahead and donate. If you guys would like to send donations through us, get with us through private message, and we will, talk it out.
We'll figure out a way for it to happen, figure out a way for you all to be able to do the thing. I know Crystal Infinity is, I don't know if their raffle is still going on. There's the raffle, that's the proceeds are going to them. I mean, there's a number of ways to be able to help if you all feel the need to help.
Absolutely.
So, so far, it's this week. I'm going to be doing a tally on some stuff. We got to do some.
We've already given ours.
We have already given ours.
Yes.
From Spirit Mechanics.
Yes.
Plus all the other stuff. Okay.
Tiff did that Tuesday, I believe.
Okay.
If I remember correctly.
So ours has already gone out. I was going on. Well, I was supposed to come and do it Tuesday. I didn't get to do it Tuesday. I wasn't up to it. I was supposed to come today, and I was like, "It's raining." But it is what it is. Crystal Infinity says, "We are here to help in any way." That is one thing about this community that I can honestly say you all are extremely generous, and we are blessed to have you to be able to help families and help people out who actually need it.
You guys have really demonstrated that with helping us get to Alabama and allowing us to do that case completely pro bono. So, there was nothing out of pocket that the family had to give.
Nope.
And same thing with donating for Keith and Teresa's situation. You guys were right there. So it's an amazing thing, and you guys should honestly be proud of it. Mm-hmm. You guys have done a lot.
So,
yes.
This past weekend, we were at the Mystical Market.
Sure were, buddy.
There for a minute, it was kind of dead. Just, kind of give everybody an update of what's going on. And we were at the Mystical Market this past weekend, and Lexington...
the Comic-Con was in.
The Lexington Comic-Con was in. And there for a minute, it was...
It was crickets.
There were tumbleweeds going through. I'm sure, there were buzzards flying overhead for like a minute, and then it started picking up, and it turned out to be a good weekend.
Yeah, it stayed steady after that.
Yeah. I kind of want to say this. This is something that I want to say, and I'm not going to bitch too much on this particular thing. Please seek help if you feel in your mind that you have a twin flame. I love our clients. I love the people we work with. But please, for the love of God, God Almighty, don't. I just they're my twin flame, and they treat me like absolute dog shit. They're not your twin flame.
And twin flame does not mean it has to be a romantic relationship.
It means that your soul resonates almost perfectly. That's it. It doesn't mean that this is a relationship bond. It doesn't mean that there is a connection that is like that. It just means your souls resonate very closely.
Same thing with the soulmate. It is not just a romantic relationship.
Hey, guess what, Steve?
What, buddy?
We're soulmates, right?
We sure are, man.
Do we have a romantic relationship?
Gotta hope not.
Ugh.
Because, see, the big thing with soulmates, guess what that is? That means that your soul recognizes its kin. You have known each other before. That's literally what a soulmate is. That's all it is. Can it turn into a romantic relationship? Sure. However...
No. Because I'm giving him the googly eyes.
Right. However, does that mean that's where it's going to go? No.
Just like any other relationship, you got to put in the effort, the communication, have some commonality, and allow yourselves to have some passion. You got to feel it in the head, heart, and pants, as Miss Susie Sparrowhawk used to tell me.
It's not wrong. You know, it's that whole thing where people get those two phrases are so, it's about the same as psychic. It's about the same as, you know, empath. It's so sensationalized, those two phrases, that it's just dumb. You know, that's not what it fucking means. It's what mainstream media says. It's what the dime store novel says. It's what your fan fiction says. It's what the HBO Max softcore porn says. Looking at you, True Blood.
So, Harlan Kilman says, "Did you have a scarring event about this twin flame soulmate situation? People can sometimes be wearing. I'm guessing a sitter got disappointed and blamed you." No. It wasn't anything that I was blamed with. It wasn't anything that Steve was blamed with.
No.
It was one of those situations to where they sat there and flat said, "I have a soul. They're my twin flame. They treat me like this, and this. But I can't. You know, they're my twin flame. You know, it's still this, and it still feels like that, and blah blah blah." And it's like, God damn it, it's not. That's not the situation. They treat you like shit. They treat you like shit.
Twin flames and soulmates are not going to do that. That's not how that works.
That's called masking.
Exactly. And the other thing is that even if that is the case, in rare occasion, soulmates are supposed to teach lessons. Twin flames are supposed to teach lessons. They're not supposed to stick the fuck around.
They're there to lift you up. They're there to pick you up. They're there to hold you up for a minute.
And then bounce.
And there may be a potential time where you do the same for them. And then if it becomes a thing that it's a reciprocal relationship, and notice the fucking term, reciprocal, it has to reciprocate. Then it can be a relationship.
Because at the end of the day, a lot of people use these terms to basically defend abuse. Literally condone the fact that their significant other at the time is a piece of shit. It's like, fucking quit. If they're an ass, they're an ass. If they're not there, they're not there. Quit trying to force a relationship out of something that is not really ever going to be one. Square peg, round hole, beat with head until gone.
Pick which one. Either the peg or your head. We're getting amens and yases from Crystal. Crystal Infinity. Harlan says, oh, defensive abuse, that one. I have 2 cases about the quote-unquote cases about this very thing.
Mm-hmm.
One is PKING, PK-ING
Okay.
from the situation.
Right. Manifesting gifts. Yeah. So telekinesis.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and different manifestations.
But yeah, I mean, it's. I get it. I understand. People have this tendency to think that this person is, at first. Usually, what ends up and happens. This is usually what ends up and happens. It's a narcissistic personality disorder, and another person who is an empath, and they're masking and matching you, and it feels emotionally like they're on the same level. Look up the symptoms, look up the thing. I'm not going to go into that particular situation or those particular details because I'm not a fucking psychoanalyst, sort of. I study it because I find it fascinating, but other than that, I can't sit here and be like, oh, these are the symptoms, and go look them up. Go look them up. You can find thousands of websites that talk about this shit.
Absolutely.
But, it goes to that thing of there's this, they're masking and they're matching you so much that it feels like it. And it's a draw in, and slowly over time they become shit. And they become controlling, manipulative, whatever. I mean, we had another one that wasn't a twin flame one, but it was a different situation. This lesbian couple, they were the couple wasn't there. It was just the one part of the partner. They came in, they hadn't had hardly any sleep. They were asking about a cord cutting. They were were wanting to rid themselves of the situation. I'm like, cool. Tell me what's going on. They told me the situation, and I looked at them square in the face. I'm like, delete their fucking phone number. Move the fuck out. Block their number and delete that app because they had an app that tracked their location via their driving patterns on their phone.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
that's unhealthy as fuck.
That's abuse. Unhealthy's ass. That's just flat abuse.
I was trying to be subtle.
I'm subtle. I'm subtle as a sledgehammer, dude.
When you are 100% up your partner's ass, it shows that you have no trust in that person. Period.
Nope. So, anyway, I got that off my chest. I feel so much better.
Here's one of mine, okay? Here's one of mine, and it's not really a bitch or a complaint. This is just a PSA. And I've mentioned this before, and I'm going to mention it probably until the day I fucking die, because let's just face it, there's always going to be somebody that doesn't listen.
Or a new person.
Please, 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 if you go to a legitimate reader, a legitimate practitioner, a legitimate teacher even, don't ask them what your gifts are. Don't. The reason why is that if they are what they say they are, they're not going to fucking tell you anyway. The reason why is if said person tells you what it is that you have going on, it's no longer your gift. It is what they classify you as. If someone talks about tendencies that you may have, I see that you have a tendency towards this type of sensitivity, that's one thing. But if they're like, you are this, give you label, run from that person. That's a manipulation tactic. Have an idea of what it is that you can do. Don't just go to somebody to label you.
That's the whole point of why we teach the classes that we teach with the 10 with the 100 series. It's for you to figure out your tendencies, and then from there you work on the way that you work. It's like I use alchemy a lot because it's something I learned and picked up because of the technique, but I've adapted it completely to my style. He learned the way he learned from his teacher. He adapted it completely to his style. The way his mind works, the way that my mind works. That's how it's supposed to go.
Yep.
Nobody. Now there are, and then here's the caveat. When you are learning specific things, such as like hermetics, or those types of rituals, those types of practices, those types of things, they're that way for a reason. There can be a little bit of give if you understand the symbology and the symbolism. Once you get adept, you don't need the ritual as much. There's other things that you can do
to bypass
it because you're an adept. That's the reason why they always say a high priestess doesn't need a circle. An alchemist who is in a high enough stage to learn it doesn't need a circle.
You don't need the transmute.
Not going into the mystery of why.
No.
But this is common knowledge. This is not, common thing that's talked about a lot. A person who is adept doesn't need the ritual.
The reason why you're taught specifics at the very beginning is so that you can condition your mind to them. Mm-hmm. Fundamentals. Here is the foundation of what it is you are learning. What it is you want to do with it is your business. Mm-hmm. After a certain point. Mm-hmm. Until that mentor, that teacher releases you to do that particular thing, you're still learning. Mm-hmm. When they feel confident that you've grasped it enough, go do.
Yep. It's been actually, and then there's Tiffy. And there are people that are naturally adept. There are people who have the natural talent to do the thing. But if you're wanting to learn, they're not going to tell you what you do. They're going to give you the fundamentals and the basics to do it.
Anybody worth their salt can look at somebody and know what it is that they have going. Literally. Mm-hmm. You're wearing it like a mask, like a badge. I do this.
Yep.
Because it's the way you resonate, it's the way you react, it's the way you do things, it's your thought process. And anybody who is a teacher will look at you and go, huh, neat. And when they do that, most of the time they'll offer, would you like to learn? It's one thing to seek out a teacher for specific reasons. Mm-hmm. I would like to learn these things. It's another thing if somebody reaches out and goes, would you like to learn? Because that means that person sees a potential in you that they don't have and want to see it nurtured. I've had students before, one in particular, that were literal fucking prodigies. And I reached out. Would you like to learn? You have the potential to do whatever it is that you would like to do with my teachings. Would you like to learn? And they went off to do some amazing shit. But the big thing about that is once they learned, I was like, go do. Don't use the stuff I taught you for any kind of ill will or any kind of harm. Because that's the other sign of a good teacher. They know. because they can feel the wavelength. When you talk to them, they know for a fact you did the dumb.
Just fucking with you, man.
I know.
I've only done the dumb once.
Yeah.
Well,
I won't say that.
I've cleaned up my messes.
That.
I cleaned up my messes.
I mean, you didn't.
After the first one, no, I didn't whatsoever. After that one, that was.
That one was rough.
Yeah.
Yeah. When he shows up at the house, first thing he does is find me. I am sorry. I will fix it. You do that. Yes, sir. And there's very few times that he has yes sir'd me. And he knew for a fact at that particular point. Oops.
I fucked up. And that's the other thing too. Don't when you're learning and you're going down this path and you're wanting to learn things from people and you're wanting to get these particular skill sets from these teachers. Don't be afraid to fuck up.
Seriously, that's the point. Nobody is able to master anything without making the mistakes to understand what it is that they did wrong.
We have failed more times than most have tried.
It's one of those things that there is, and here's another one that's probably going to give me the finger. There's no such thing as a right or wrong way. There is such thing as a safe and unsafe way.
Nah, I ain't gonna give you a finger on that one. We kind of coined that one kind of together at the same fucking time, so.
Yeah. So it's that kind of situation.
There's some stuff that we do. We think of boom. Like Tip said, boom. We think of when we're doing a case or we're doing a thing or we're doing a process, we think of the easiest, most straight-lined point to the solution that we can find. And then we find the safe way.
It's true. Well, because how do you think we know what the wrong way is? What the quote-unquote wrong way, what the unsafe way is? You know, how do you think we know? Well,
hold on just a second. It's never safe, Tip.
No, it's never.
I just said it would work.
And it will. Once. Anyway.
Continue.
Anyway. But it's that kind of situation where, you know, you have to know. It's kind of like learning to defuse a bomb. Seriously. Think about it like that. The bomb technician, the one that is on point, that is teaching the rookie how to defuse bombs, sets up a dummy.
Mm-hmm.
They know for a fact which wires are completely unsafe, which triggers are going to happen, you know, what's going to make it explode. And the first time, clip this wire, be careful not to lift it, it's got a pressure switch. You know, they walk them through it. Next time, it's a bigger bomb, but the principles are the same. Do it. Don't blow yourself up.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the same way with a decent teacher. Okay, here's what is safe. Try this first. Do this first. And then, next exercise, you're on your own.
Yep. You're going to go through a lot. Yeah, go for it, dude. You're going to go through a lot of that. Experiment. Work through it. Figure it out. But, I mean, like when I was first learning the basic thing, it wasn't even huge. It wasn't a huge thing to work with. It was just the ball. Everybody does the ball.
Mm-hmm.
But can you do 20, 30 different variations of it? Can you play with the texture? Can you play with the way it's formed? what color it works with, what it resonates with. Can it resonate in 2 different things? 30 different variations of just the ball. What happens if I use 2 opposing energies in that ball and I don't contain it? It's bloaty. Migraine. Oh, well, I figured that out. Just the ball. I'm not doing intention.
Yep.
You're not doing intention. You're just doing the ball. And 30 different variations of it.
Adding intention adds a whole new flavor.
Mm-hmm.
And it's something every one of our students will start with.
Mm-hmm.
And will make you miserable, just like my dog is.
Yeah, she makes me... Yeah. Mom!
Pretty much.
You are in here, and I'm in here by myself. But yeah, anyway, so. Floor's open. Y'all have talks.
Y'all have talks.
Y'all have talk. Y'all have topics, drop them. If y'all have things y'all want to bring up, bring them. We've done the announcements. We've got our gripe session out of the way. There's really, I mean, as far as like, things are going smooth tonight. At least we didn't spend the entire live going into the dumbassery that is things.
Yes.
Oh, Tip says I'm coming. One last thing on that particular topic. If your teacher acts like they know everything, run far, run hard, run fast.
If a teacher tries to progress you past where you should be naturally, run far, run hard, and run fast.
If they say, you can only get this information from me, rinse, repeat.
Bullshit. Now, if they say something to the effect of, this is my technique, you can only learn it from me, that's different. But as far as base information about what it is, the full practice, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
You are learning my technique for this particular practice. Cool.
If a teacher says, I am going to awaken you, run, run, run.
After throat punching and or forehead punching them. There is no such thing as a quote-unquote awakening of that fucking nature. What you are doing is you are, one, halting natural progression of your own chakras, of your own systems, of your own gifts, and you are being flooded with what they assume are your proper energetic frequencies and gifts. Most of the time, we'll say 9 times out of 10, they are completely off fucking base. And your body rejects it. Your head rejects it. Even your wavelength rejects it. And everything starts to fall the fuck apart around you. No.
That's why you're supposed to wait for Reiki attunements. That's why you wait for any other attunements. Between attunements. It gives your body time to do the thing. Well, I'm going to give you 1, 2, and 3. Levels 1, 2, and 3 right now.
Pow.
Woo-wee!
The only time that is a thing is Kundalini. And even then, it still goes in segments.
They give you time to process. And then you move to the next stage. It might be in the same day. But with Usui, Sacred Flame, those take a little bit longer. It takes your body longer to get used to those new vibrations.
Sacred Flame is one of those that it takes you 6 weeks minimum. For the first 2 weeks, you are not allowed to touch anybody with the intention to do any kind of healing act. Period. Or you will fry them. And then recoil to yourself and fry yourself.
Migraine!
Second time, you are allowed to touch. But you're only allowed to facilitate through your hands. You are not allowed to cycle through your body. It is a situation that if you blast somebody with Sacred Flame and you are not prepared, it's like taking a blowtorch to a sapling.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to char it, and then you're going to burn it from the inside out.
So, yeah.
God bless.
Anyways, now that we've... Harlan asks, I would love to hear more about your perspectives on allowing oneself to be stepped into or quote-unquote jumped.
I'm not a fan.
It is technically an invocation. There's two different things as far as terms. There's evocation, you're calling upon the presence of something, and invocation, you're allowing the presence of something to inhabit your personal space.
Basically, the two sides of channeling.
Mm-hmm. It can be a very powerful thing. On the other hand, most mediums do that. Most mediums do either evoking or invoking. Especially when it comes to loved ones, whatever, you know, how mediums usually work.
Seances are a big example of that.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why I'm not a big fan of it is not because I don't believe in it or anything else. Obviously, I do. It's the fact that people have a tendency to utilize these particular wavelengths, these particular techniques, without knowing the consequences.
Uh-huh.
Because anything that you do in metaphysics has an equal and opposite reaction.
Mm-hmm.
So, when you evoke, it can tax the body to a certain degree, because what you're doing is you're bridging the gap. You're calling on a presence of somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Is this person here, I ask for the presence of, which is actually the proper way to call an archangel. I ask for the presence of Archangel such and such.
Come here, do things within your realm of doing things.
You know, it's another thing, however, to go, use my body. Make me a vessel. When you do that, it is a very short amount of time that you can actually do that.
Mm-hmm.
Which is what a lot of people don't understand. When you are asking for a being that has a frequency that we can't comprehend to physically enter your body to do some kind of working, you are literally taking the risk of shaking yourself from the soul out.
Mm-hmm.
And the longer you keep that presence within you, the more damage you will sustain. There is nothing, and let me repeat that, there is nothing you can do to circumvent that. Unless it is just their particular will to save you from it.
Yeah. Woo! Hey, Jenny Toad, what's going on?
What it is.
I had someone's mother throw the opportunity to step into me, something I've never done, but I was very, very insistent. I made her stay a layer away. It was still very effective, but she was surprisingly convincing. They usually are.
Absolutely. And that's one of those things. The medium, which it sounds like you are, a medium with specific channeling uh, tendencies. Mediums have a tendency to draw both good and bad because they are half in and half out. The thing about that is that particular boundaries have to be made 100% and never back down on.
Yep.
Because anything can talk like someone's mom. Anything can look like someone's mom. You don't know if it's anybody good or bad half the time. And if you do, then you shouldn't be talking to it to begin with.
And in that particular process, you need to rely on your guides to be able to filter out the riffraff because they already know.
That person's not legit. Cool. Fuck yourself. And that's literally as quick as that needs to happen. Soon as they give the thumbs down. All right, off with you.
Woo! I drank 2 monsters and now I have to potty. I should have returned.
Cool.
At the other bathroom.
Oh, because it's one of those deals of channeling can be a very useful tool, and it is a tool. But when you're doing that, you're taking the middleman out. So using things like spirit boards, Ouija boards, pendulum, dowsing rods, even to a certain extent, especially when you're communicating with guides, oracle or tarot cards, what you're doing is you're literally allowing that substance, that particular media, to be that bridge so that you don't take the risk. If you're going to be a channeler, you have to understand that you are putting yourself at risk. There are specific dangers that you are allowing yourself to encounter. Having your protections, if you have the protections up, obviously, this is a negative entity. If you're negative, fuck yourself, stay away from me. You're not allowed in my presence. And somebody comes up at that particular point, if your protections are strong and that person is still there, then you don't have to stress because your guides have let them through. However, if you go in and you don't have those particular protections, you haven't set your boundaries, you haven't set your particular ground rules for things like channeling, anything and everything will try. And notice how I put that. They will try to body jump you at any given fucking point in time. It's like taking a joyride. Well, this dumbass left the keys in their car. I think I'll take it for a spin. I don't know when I'll give it back or if I ever will. So, you have to be careful about that kind of stuff. We've had a couple people that we've helped out before. One or two of them at the market and then one on an actual case. That turns out that's what the problem was. They had left themselves completely open, had admitted to leaving themselves completely open, and wound up with a buddy that they didn't ask for. They wound up with an uninvited guest in their home. Because technically, that person allowed them in. It's not to say, and we'll get to your all's comments here very, very shortly. It's not to say that you shouldn't channel. It's not to say that you shouldn't talk to other spirits and other entities even. It's just one of those deals of have your shit together when you do. Specifics. Make sure of who and what they are Ask them questions that only, they should know. Ask them questions about who it is that they actually are. Test them, especially if they're claiming to be somebody's family. If they're claiming to be a guide, if they're claiming to be something good, test it. Literally test it. It's okay to do so. If you are acting as something that is a conduit, it's okay to find out exactly what it is that you are being a conduit for.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why people feel so, and this is just a general gripe. I don't know why people feel so just apprehensive about doing that. Well, isn't that provocating? No. You are asking an entity you don't know to explain itself before you allow it to do anything. Well, it just makes me feel like I'm being a jerk. No. Think of it like a job interview. You want this position? Prove you deserve it. It's not a difficult thing. Catch up on comments because I wasn't able to read them while you were gone.
Melanie Thacker says, "Hey boys."
So,
Shannon Nolan says they may attach cords and try to stay with you. There's the potential for that. Crystal says, "Must have shiznit together." Preach. Heart emoji, clapping hands up in the air emoji.
cool.
Hallelujah.
Plays the Lord.
Thine be the glory.
Me too, dog.
Mom's
Me-
home.
Yeah. She sure is.
Mom's home.
Borf. Boof, borf.
Bjork. It seems like the last couple of weeks has been just griping.
I know, but the last couple weeks there's been a lot to gripe about.
Well, I mean, there for a while. There was a couple years ago when we were first starting the live streams. We were harping a lot about it was random stuff, but it was more about what was it? It was something. I can't remember what it was. Because me and you had discussed, easing back off of that. But I think we're in a different place because then it was more anger.
Yeah,
It was anger and frustration. Now it's just stern dad voice.
pretty much. Yeah. Here, have the thing, life lesson thing, as opposed to then it was just,
Sledgehammer.
yeah, blunt as a baseball bat.
Mm. So, anything new with you?
I don't know.
You heard her out with
Fucking right.
it.
No, honestly, not really. And I kind of like it that way. I'm kind of glad that there's nothing new with me. My stuff is more personal life kind of things, but
Yeah.
there was something that was pretty interesting actually. Just a different concept. Is I saw something neat at the fair. I call it the fucking fair. It's like 8 goddamn years of the same damn thing.
The market.
The market. If I say the fair again, I'll probably get struck down by lightning.
From the mighty god Nicole.
Yes. But I started noticing the cool thing was somebody presented with the duality of the soul, not just the mind. I do a reading that's referred to as a soul DNA, and in order to do that, I'm not going to explain that, but in order to do that, I have to look at certain things. And this person presented with a dual soul.
Neat.
Yeah. It was a complete duality within themselves. Because usually, when you have a duality, it's a mentality thing. It's a literal mental separation between one side of yourself and another. This person had no walk-in. They were not. There was no difference. It was literally two chakra systems binding two different souls into one soul.
Hello there.
My wife. Yeah. All right.
Brought you something.
Is it a gun?
No, and it's not a booze-shaped gun or a gun shaped like booze or anything like that.
Ooh. It's a halide owl, isn't it?
Yes.
Hold on. I'll do the thing.
Pooch.
And this is my new baby.
Oh, look at you.
What are you?
Tiger calcite.
Oh. And Trish says you're welcome.
Trust me, I had a hard time not shopping anymore while I was there.
Ergo.
Because her entire upstairs is basically one big crystal shopping mall.
Nice.
So Tiff had to toy to play with.
Oh, yeah, I know. And then this dude jumped out of the bag and came running.
It's a cube of
Tourmaline. Pink tourmaline.
pink tourmaline?
Yep. As always.
Pink tourmaline?
Yes.
Am I colorblind?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. There it is.
Right there.
Okay. Because I'm like, that's fucking blue to me. And there it is.
Y'all.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it jumped the bag and was just like, ding.
Cool.
So Trish just kind of threw it at me.
Have the happy in your face.
Yeah, well, you know, we've been plotting.
Lot.
Yes, there's much plotting.
Ooh, the plot thickens with this one. What is this shit, Mom?
The cat's pawing at all the shit.
What is this shit, Mom?
Nothing you need.
You don't know that?
What, Mother?
Mother!
Mother!
Wood.
But yeah. See, I know what you're talking about. Not everybody has got a Steve to clean up after them whenever whatever they experiment with has gone kablooey. As my shit tends to do.
Ain't that right, Krista?
Hey, that wasn't my fault.
No, it wasn't your
No,
fault.
it wasn't your
your
fault.
fault at all. That's why you don't eat it.
Here,
Why did you eat it?
here, have this literal dirty bomb. And this is what you do with it. Hey, look, it worked. Everything's irradiated. Nom, 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 nom. Don't. No. No.
Poor girl. I ended up having to eat it.
Yeah, well, she did much better the next time around.
No, not mine.
Granted, I mean, it looked like she was trying to burrow herself into the bench. She was grounding so hard.
Brian's like, sunflowers. Sunflowers everywhere.
Hooray!
For those that don't know, sunflowers are one of the only plants that can actually absorb radiation and live.
Bamboo.
Yep.
Bamboo can too.
Bamboo, bamboo.
But our soil can't do bamboo as well. Sunflowers.
Sunflowers.
Now, don't ask me how I figured out to make that dirty bomb.
That's cool.
There were things and stuff that were done.
Yes, yes, there were. I apparently just have a thing, and that thing is go big or go home.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Mm.
I have a thing, but it gets rumors talked about it.
I mean, it's not my fault that it takes off and
I'm like, dude, just take me with you.
just starts rumors.
Just take me with you if you go. Shit.
Come on, man. We can go on an adventure.
We can go on an adventure. Just don't leave me hanging. Inside jokes.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, buddy.
Well, ladies and gents, if y'all have anything, keep it coming. Keep it coming. If stuff don't, we might end it a little early. Me and him are both exhausted.
For various reasons.
Yeah. We both were up with a friend last night, helping them with talking stuff.
Things.
Well, talking stuff. So we're both, and I had to get up at like 6, but I didn't. And then I had to get up at 7:30, and I didn't. Then I had to get up at 8, and I didn't. I ended up at 8:20. Shannon Nolan said, when I was young and learning, I almost pushed car off the road. By accident, of course.
By accident.
Kind of like Steve pushes traffic up the road when they're not going fast enough.
Mm-hmm.
I do that by accident, too.
I get him in a movie theater when a horror movie that has a particular trigger goes.
Oh,
That's an accident.
That's hilarious.
This one can tell you that particular story.
Oh God, that was hilarious.
Well, we're not going anywhere. We're waiting on you all to talk. If you would talk, we wouldn't go anywhere. But we're probably gonna. If y'all don't have anything, seriously, we probably are going to end it. I've banged out 2 monsters, and I'm still going. The ship's going down, Captain. I have a bucket, and that's all I have. It has a hole in it, but I'm trying to get the water out.
Bail, bail, bail. Just sloshing water everywhere.
Can you get me on a roof?
What?
Denise, I am not catching context. You have to give me a little more than that. Crystal Infinity says rest equals good. Rest is good. I would love that.
Rest is good. I have a long fucking day tomorrow.
Truth.
God. Not in a bad way. It's just there is so much going on tomorrow. Also, just to let you guys know, I will be actually making a public post about this. But to go ahead and bring this up now, I will not be available, period, from Saturday afternoon until Wednesday night, possibly Thursday.
All Spirit Mechanics cases are going to be headed up by me during that period of time. This is actually for him as a personal reason. We won't be discussing it until after the fact, if he feels like discussing it. So, anything you all want to do, I'm going to, there's, me and you need to talk after the stream. There's a particular decision we needed to make, not having to do with this particular thing. It just hit me all of a sudden because I remembered. But, Anything that's having to do with cases or anything having to do with consults, it's going to be me or Davis.
Yep. There is a family situation that I will be attending to.
Yeah.
That is very important.
Yes.
So, I will be probably. I'll get on. I'll do the weekly, because notice that I've cut down quite a bit on the memes. I will be doing, the weekly meme session, and, depending on the situation, maybe I'll do the couple words. That's what I'm going to start calling it. That quick live stream, usually about a half an hour.
Yeah.
I might get on and do that, but doubtful. It'll probably be the end of next week.
Yeah.
We can do the weekly live when I get back, if we have the time for it. But that's pretty much what the situation is. If it's an emergency, of course you can get a hold of me. That's okay. But for typical cases, for typical client sessions, things like that, I will not be available.
Ladies and gentlemen, we love you. We hope y'all have a good one. We hope y'all had fun tonight. We is exhausted and tart.
That.
You all have a good night. We love you. We'll see y'all hopefully next week.
Later.